G'day guys, how's it going? My name is CJ. Now that the excitement of the Google Pixel has really started kicking in, now's a better time than ever to start thinking about what flagship smartphone you're going to use for the next 2 years, or however long you want to. And in order to help you make your decision, I'm going to tell you the 5 things that you're going to love and hate about the iPhone 7 Plus. And hopefully, following this video, you're going to have a better idea of whether or not you want to purchase this phone. So let's get started. So the first thing you're going to love about this phone is that it's blazing fast. Apple has sprinkled some magic dust on its processor, and the A10 Fusion chip just flies through any task that you could throw at it. Multitasking is a breeze thanks to its upgraded 3 GB of RAM, so you're not going to have any more app restarts, and that means less time waiting and more time enjoying your phone. And enjoy the phone you will, leading me into the second thing that you're going to love about the iPhone: the stereo speakers. Having followed HTC, Sony, and Huawei's lead, Apple has finally introduced stereo speakers into its phone. Apple has made the front earpiece a second speaker, so what this means is watching videos, gaming, and listening to music has never been more immersive. Now that Apple has finally made this step, here's hoping that other manufacturers follow suit. I'm looking at you, Samsung. And in a move where Apple shows that it doesn't necessarily play follow the leader, is the third reason why I love this phone. It's the solid state home button and the taptic engine that comes with it. So Apple has done away with the home button, and what you get is a simulated touch thanks to its taptic engine. I'll admit the first time I used it felt a little bit unnerving because it actually felt like the entire bottom half of the phone was the button, but I got used to it within hours, and now going back to an iPhone 6s or a 6 with its physical home button, it just simply feels outdated. And we all know that Apple made this move in the name of water resistance, which leads me nicely onto the fourth reason why I love this phone, and that's the IP67 rating. As you've probably noticed, IP67 water resistance is a feature that most flagship smartphones are being judged by these days. And that's unsurprising because smartphones are life, basically. What better product to put water resistance in other than your phone, considering you've probably got it on you at all times during the day, even when you go to bed at night. And finally, the fifth thing that you're going to love about this phone is probably my favorite part of the phone, and it's the cameras. And yes, plurals. The iPhone 7 Plus comes with 2 cameras, and they both have made a real difference to the whole user experience. Apple's new 1.8 aperture wide-angle lens means that you can really up your nighttime photography and foodstagram game. And the 2x telephoto zoom with its f2.8 aperture is going to make all your friends that love bird watching or being a creepy stalker jealous. With this new telephoto zoom, you can discreetly creep to your heart's content without sacrificing any image quality. Alright, maybe don't do the creep bit, but you get what I'm saying. One thing to note is that the telephoto zoom on the iPhone 7 Plus doesn't actually have optical image stabilization, so you'd probably want to hold off taking videos with it unless you've got super steady hands. Not me, I love coffee, so I really do love coffee. Those are the 5 things that you're probably going to love about the iPhone. Now let's talk about the 5 things that I'm not particularly fond of. My Apple Watch just told me to breathe. So the first thing you're not going to like about this iPhone is its design. It's about 3 years old now. Back in 2014, when the first iPhone 6 came out, I thought it was gorgeous. But now in 2016, it still looks pretty much the same, and it's getting a little long in the tooth. Apple has tried to shake it up a little bit with the jet black and the matte black colors, but come on, when you put a case on it, it just looks like another iPhone 6. And how else are people going to know that I've got a brand new shiny phone and that I'm better than them? Maybe you can blame the Chinese Android manufacturers for overproducing this type of industrial design. I'm looking at you, Oppo. Alright, so the second thing you're not going to like about this phone is the lack of a headphone jack. Okay, so I know a lot has been made about this feature and that it's taken Apple a lot of courage to do this, but we also need convenience as well. So I found myself on more than one occasion asking my partner or a friend for some headphones, or my friend has passed me the aux cable in his car, only to realize that, oh crap, there's no headphone jack in this. How embarrassing. Now overall, it's not that big of a deal to me because I've got wireless headphones and wireless speakers, but this has happened more than once. Say what you want about it, it's still bloody annoying. So now the third thing you're not gonna like about this phone is its cost. This thing is bloody expensive. This thing is $1,569 dues expensive for the top model. You're spending more than $1,000 minimum for a smartphone. So what you're getting is a premium phone with a price tag to match. So if budget is a real consideration for you, maybe look towards our Chinese brethren. They can probably help. Or maybe buy an older iPhone. If you love Apple enough, why not? The fourth thing that I don't really like about this iPhone is the lack of expandable storage. Alright, so I know that Apple hasn't done expandable storage right from day zero of the iPhone. But this is a video that's supposed to help someone decide what phone they want to buy and potentially live with for the next 2 years or so. So it's an important consideration, especially when we live in an age where micro SD cards are cheap and with significantly higher storages than previous before. Just the other day, I was on OzBargains, great website by the way, and there was a SanDisk micro SD card with 200 gigabytes of storage being sold for around $80. How cheap is that? So in the end, you could end up buying a cheaper Android flagship phone with potentially more storage at the end. You do the maths. Now the fifth and final thing that I was disappointed with in this iPhone 7 was the lack of any real upgrade in terms of its display. In a world where Android flagship smartphones all tend to have AMOLED displays these days, I was more than disappointed when Apple announced the iPhone 7 and it stuck with the 1080p IPS LCD display. It's not a terrible screen by any means. In fact, it's got some of the best color reproduction and it's still super sharp, but it still would have been nice to have seen Apple take that extra step and move into OLED technology. The benefits of an OLED display are plain to see, quite literally. But who knows? Maybe it'll come in the next iPhone. Fingers crossed. So there you have it. Those were the 5 things to love and hate about the iPhone 7. As a premium smartphone, it more than does the job. In fact, it does its job with flying colors. As with any product, there are pros and cons depending on each person's needs. So hopefully I've been able to make your purchase decision just that little bit easier. If you like this video, be sure to smash that like button. Do you have an iPhone? Are you thinking of buying an iPhone? Do you have any recommendations for accessories for the iPhone? Let me know in the comments section below, and be sure to hit the subscribe button if you'd like to see more of my videos. As always, I look forward to seeing you in the next one, and say good day to your mum for me. Cheers.